Mom, can you please slow down? I think you're driving a little bit too fast, Mom, okay? I'm really worried because we might get into an accident. Huh? Excuse me? Are you talking to me? You are a stupid bee. And you... How dare you? How dare you say this? You don't deserve to be here. You are lucky to be going to a restaurant. I will drive however I want to. You don't tell me what to do. You will regret what you just said for the rest of your life. You are one of the dumbest, stupid gods ever in the world. You should be ashamed to live. I don't appreciate being spoken to this way. Please don't speak to me this way. Hey guys, okay, so I hope you enjoyed this little scene from a real life scenario basically with narcissists, okay? Anyways guys, so what happens in these situations is that you say something, right? And I'm sure most of you are familiar with this scenario, okay? It's where you as the victim, right, let's call you the victim, you say something that triggers that narcissistic rage, okay? And in fact, you don't even have to say something. There's a switch that happens or that goes on in their brain, okay? And it just kind of, something gets switched on and the narcissistic rage goes on full-on beast mode, basically, okay? So what happens is that you don't really even have to do too much, okay? It's like a demon takes over or the Dr. Hyde comes out, okay? Or Jackal, I don't know which one of those. But anyways, but you get the picture, right? It's like the mask completely falls from a narcissist and their rage just... another person or their demons take over, okay? And you're before you know it, you're watching this this person that you were just speaking to that seemed to be completely fine, and now they're not anymore, okay? Now they're a completely different person and they're insulting you, they're degrading you, they're abusing you, right? Sometimes emotionally, sometimes both. Sometimes it's physical abuse too, okay? So they can start by yelling at you, screaming at you, and maybe they can even start fighting, okay? My mom did that too, okay? So this happens seemingly out of nowhere. Or maybe you say something like, maybe you're in the car. This happened to me often in the car, okay? And I wouldn't do anything. Sometimes I would just sit there and just be relaxed and perfectly fine, and out of nowhere my mom would just start raging, you know. Sometimes I would say something like, Mom, please can you just slow down, don't drive too fast, right? And she would just get triggered. She would start driving even faster, and I would literally be like in the video game, basically, just only in real life, right? Whereas I was like, listen, Mom, I'm about to like get out of the car, like can you please stop the car, you know, because she was putting me and herself into a very dangerous situation, right? Driving so recklessly, basically. Not only driving so recklessly, but putting her on her lipstick, putting on her makeup, you know, and basically completely disregarding the safety, right, of both of us, right? And so she would always put ourselves in this situation where she would put makeup on, right? She wouldn't, and she would just you know, she would talk on her phone, right? And she would not pay attention to driving, basically while driving. And she would also, not only that, but she would also drive very fast, right? And whenever she would go into this road rage or rage, she would start driving even faster. And that was such a scary thing for me, guys, that, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, narcissists tend to go into these rages, right? and they would insult you, they would sometimes physically fight with you, they would hurt your feelings in every way possible, right? But then, guys, something else happens, okay? Then after the incident, they would completely ignore you, right? They would ignore that it happened, actually, sorry. So they would ignore the incident, acting like as if nothing has just occurred, right? When in fact it did, right? Or more often than not, they would hurt you physically, right? So maybe you were physically hurt. They would definitely hurt you emotionally, right? So when this happens, right, when someone does something like this and they don't address it, maybe you go back to them and maybe they start speaking to you as if nothing happened, right? More often than not, it's like they go back to being a normal person and they pretend like nothing happened, right? Oh, it wasn't me, it was the demon that just took over, right? Well, no, it wasn't. It might have been the demon that took over, right? Because as you guys know, that narcissists are more often than not, they are possessed, you know? So yeah. But anyways, it's very, very crazy, because when you go back to speaking to them, or if they want to speak, they usually go back to speaking to you like nothing happened, okay? When in fact a lot has occurred, right? A lot of feelings were hurt, or your feelings were hurt, and they're just ignoring that, right? And the reason this happens, guys, is because supposedly, right, is because, let's just leave the demon aside, okay? Demons aside, okay, what actually happens is that narcissists don't like to take accountability for their actions, okay? And so that's one thing, right? Another is that when they do something, okay, they don't consider your feelings, okay, because they don't consider their own feelings, okay? So they usually do things, they can hurt your feelings, but all they care about is themselves, okay, and their own feelings. And so because they're selfish in nature, because they lack that empathy, they're not going to emphasize with you. They don't particularly care that they just hurt your feelings, okay? That's one thing, right? Another is that they will do anything to avoid confrontation. They don't like confrontations, okay? And the reason being is because it might expose their lies, it might expose their manipulation, it might expose their character, okay? It might put them at a risk of getting a narcissistic injury, okay? They want to do everything possible to avoid being exposed and being hurt, okay? And so they're going to defend themselves. They're going to gaslight you, right? So if you bring anything up, they're going to blame you. They're going to shift blame, right? They're going to pretend like it was your fault and that you deserved it, okay, somehow, right? And so they're going to shift blame. They're going to gaslight you, right? They're going to act like it was all your fault, right? They're going to act like you deserved it. And they're going to do everything possible to focus on you and how everything was your fault instead of them, okay? So remember, they're never going to take accountability, okay? They're always going to blame you. They're going to gaslight you, okay? And they're going to manipulate you, okay? They're going to make you think that everything was your fault. They're going to you're going to, as the victim who is unaware, you're going to question your sanity, okay? Because you're going to think, was it really my fault? Did I do something to deserve it? You know, was it really something that I did that triggered them, that made them go into this full-on crazy mode? So you're going to start questioning your sanity if you're unaware, you know, of what's happening here, okay? And you are going to blame yourself too, okay? So a lot of times this is exactly what ends up happening, okay? And because of this, you're going to feel like you're also, because your feelings were invalidated, right? You're going to feel even worse about that, okay? Because more often than not, right, they're going to act like nothing happened, and because your feelings were hurt, and because they never said sorry, right? They never apologized. You're going to feel like your feelings don't matter, okay? And so because you're getting constantly invalidated by them, that's going to put your self-esteem in danger, okay? It's going to affect your self-esteem. It's going to make you feel even worse about yourself, okay, and about that relationship. So yeah, guys, if you are in a narcissistic relationship, just remember that it's not really about you, it's about them, okay? They cannot see, they're going to do everything in their power to come off as superior to you. They're going to do everything in their power to shift blame, right? And they're going to do everything in their power to avoid that narcissistic injury, okay? That possible narcissistic injury, if they were to take responsibility and to apologize, if they were to take that accountability, right, for their mistakes and for their wrongdoings, okay? In their eyes, they're superior. Their ego will not let them apologize. Their ego will not let them, apologize, because in this case they would be inferior to you if they were to apologize to you, okay? And their ego is all about superiority, it's all about self-protection, okay? And in a narcissistic individual, their ego is all that matters, okay? Feeding their egos is all that matters. Always being right, and never taking responsibility or accountability, okay? So if you are dealing with a person like this, then I'm so sorry, I know exactly what you're going through, because I've been in these situations many times, okay? There have been a lot of instances in my life where I've seen this same scenario that I just kind of tried to act out, okay? Play out, okay, in guys and in girls, okay, with women and with men. It's very strange how this happens, guys, but they literally just get triggered by something, okay, or something happens. Sometimes it's even nothing that happens, really, right? Everything is going great, and then bam, the demon takes over, and they just go into this crazy rage, okay? And you're like, you're looking at that, I remember being already kind of very aware of this, right? And I was just observing the whole thing playing out. And I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, like this literally just happened, for no reason. And she's acting like completely insane right now, And I was just watching the whole scenario play out. And in my eyes, it was just very crazy. It looked crazy, And in this situation, you don't want to feed into it. In this situation, you don't want to get upset or overly emotional or, just as out of control as they are. You just want to play the gray rock, okay? You want to kind of, pretend like you have a shield around you, okay? Pretend like you've got, put on like a vest, and pretend like you're protected. Just imagine in your head that you're protected from all of that negativity, from all of that negative energy, and that nothing can affect you, okay? And so I don't know, just in this case, your mind has to be very strong, okay? So don't play into their drama. Don't give them what they want. They want your energy in this case, okay? They want you to get just as out of control as they are. If you don't play into it, okay, they're going to feel extremely bad and ashamed about what they did, okay? And so you want for this to happen, okay? You want to just not say anything. You want to be as quiet as possible, and you want to get away from the situation if that's possible, if you're not trapped in a car, okay, like I was. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, stay tuned for more videos.